Hey there, Sid here with another trade recap, and I really hope that all of you who took a trade on Funware and DWAC made good amount of money, because opportunities like this, it's not going to happen every day, but once in a while such type of scenarios happen, and we get a good opportunity to earn good amount of money and grow our trading account by leaps and bounds. DWAC. So let's talk about that. Continued its momentum from the yesterday. It was crazy to see this type of move, and I don't know what was the driving force behind such type of strong momentum, but when you look at this type of chart, it uh, it makes you, or it encourages you to take a trade on it. But if you consider risk to reward ratio, it's not 50-50, because if something happens, then you will lose a lot of money. And if you have like a small account where you have couple $1,000 to trade this type of stock, and you got uh, in a trade at early stage, let's say at like $25 or $35, and if you hold it, then you can earn good amount of money. But let's say if you enter into the trade by seeing this type of strong momentum, then obviously you can guess what's going to happen. So most of the time, if you miss this type of moves, and then it's better to stay away from the market, because it's better not to lose money than entering into the trade and losing everything. And I'm sure like someone who bought DWAC at this high $164 or something must have uh, must have got a huge loss, because if you can see it went into the hold, then moved up even higher, and then straight down, and it was coming down as it was halted. So I mean, that was a good, like a short trade, but on the other side, it was not fun to watch it drop like 10 points, 15 points in each candle. So when I initially in the pre-market hours, I took trade on this DWSC, but I I got a good amount of profit yesterday, and I just want to lock in that profit. So I traded only 10 shares in the pre-market hours, and after that, after this drop ended, I took another trade with just $100 and made around like $9.60, which is totally fine. I'm not going to feel ashamed or FOMO because I lost the biggest opportunity to make more money. That's as long as I'm not giving away my profit, I'm totally happy with whatever I got. So that was that. Now let's go to the funware. And this was the other mover. And when market opens, during this initial squeeze, it went straight up from 200% capped up to 1136% gapped up when it reached to this high of $23. And similar to DWAC, you can see the drop. And on this on funware, I believe most of the trader who bought share at this high lost almost like a good chunk of money, because it was not like DWAC where it was like halted coming down. This was like a straight drop from 23 or $24 to $18, and that was like a 8-point loss. So even if you are holding 100 shares, that's $800 loss, which you can just imagine. You can just multiply it by in the factor of tens. If you start with like smallest account to the largest account, and you can just multiply the losses. So you can just imagine the scenario where a trader lost almost like $80,000, $90,000 during such trades. And it didn't stop over there, because this was the longest halt, and within this halt DWAC halted, I guess, 2 or 3 times. I'm not sure. But if you can see that when it resumed, it dropped even further and goes back to the $9 level. That means like it was like a complete disaster for whoever took this trade and expected it to move even higher. So I controlled my risk, I controlled my emotion, I controlled my FOMO, and decided that like I'm not going to trade this both stocks at all, or even if I'm going to take a trade, I'm going to take the trade with on the basis of technical analysis. So I took a trade on Funware, and when it dropped, it started curling back up. So buyers were kicked in after this initial drop. So I bought it at 936 shares and sold everything at 1050, which is not like a crazy profit. I could have held it for much longer, but I didn't want to take a risk of like something like this. It can happen to anyone, so it's better to cash in your profit whenever you can and walk away from it. So that's exactly what I did, and I got $114, which is fine. I'm totally happy with that. And as you can see here, I was charting this stock as it was coming down and moving and reversing back, because this stock and DWAC were like they were going kind of like parallel to each other. Their movements was kind of similar, so I was tracking that movement, DWAC movement, and manage my entry point and exit point on PHUN or Funware. So that's $114 of profit. And in DWAC, I took a stab at it 2 times, first with 10 shares, then again with 10 shares, and then with 100 shares. And I ended up making like just $9.60. So overall, I made almost like $123.60. So that's okay for me, and I hope that DWAC will continue. Probably it will continue, hold up this momentum on Monday and Tuesday. It's not going to be this strong, but probably it will be a range bound between $60 to $90 or in between. And if this is like a pump and dump, it will open straight down in between the range of $40 to $20. So that being said, this is the example that shows the reality of trading, how risky it is. You can either make good amount of money or you can lose everything. So that's why I said like trade cautiously, and if you are new to the trading, please take time to learn everything, most specifically chart pattern, what is candlestick, how patterns are formed, and technical analysis fundamentals. So these 3 or 4 things are very, very important when you when you want to trade in such situation, because technical analysis will save your day. For an example, when it formed this double top, I was sure that it's going to come down, and I draw this support and resistance level, and I was just watching this stock, like I was just back testing my strategy, and it was completely true. So that's the end of the video. I hope you guys spend some time improving your skills. If you made money, I hope you will keep that profit with you and multiply it in the upcoming week. And if you lost money, then I hope you had learned your lesson, and you will take that experience and use it for your betterment to improve your trading. So have a nice weekend, guys. Stay warm, stay safe, stay and eat healthy, relax a little bit over the weekend, because next week is probably going to be something similar or maybe even crazier. That's it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching, and see you in next video. Bye.